So what happens when the economy gets a little shaky? Well, if you're a premium brand like Lovesac, you don't just wait it out. You make a high-stakes pivot. We've been digging through their latest investor call, and we've got the playbook. Let's break down how they're planning to navigate these choppy waters. I mean, this is really the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it? Your entire brand is built on quality, on luxury, but all of a sudden, your customers are thinking twice about big purchases. What do you do? It's a classic business problem, and for Lovesac, it's happening right now. All right, first up, let's get to the core of the problem. The company is feeling a very specific kind of economic squeeze. And, well, it's hitting them right where it hurts. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can hear the pressure right from the CEO, Shawn Nelson. He is not sugarcoating this at all. He calls the market choppy and messy. He's flat out admitting that their specific world, the premium market, is getting hit even harder than the rest of the industry. And here are the numbers to prove it. This is really stark. Back in November, the whole furniture industry saw a dip, sure, down about 3%. But the high-end market, Lovesac's home turf, it absolutely plummeted by 11%. That's over 3 times worse. An 11% drop that really explains the urgency we're about to see. But here's the fascinating part. The problem wasn't everywhere. It was incredibly specific. When they dug into their own data, they saw a major sales drop-off. But it was almost all happening on their smaller sectional setups, the ones under $6,000. That was the signal. They knew exactly which customer they were starting to lose. Okay, so they've got a crystal clear problem. How did they respond? With an immediate tactical pivot in how they do their marketing. They didn't wait around. They made a real-time shift in their ad spending. So out went the expensive traditional TV ads. In came more targeted digital ads, the kind that kind of follow you around the internet. And they started relying much, much more heavily on paid influencers to reach people in newer, more direct ways. And it wasn't just the ads. They completely overhauled their sales playbook. They looked at their old strategy, these kind of complex, personalized offers, and realized it just wasn't cutting through the noise. I mean, in a market where competitors are screaming about huge discounts, Lovesac decided to simplify, go full throttle, and just push one single, bold, winning promotion to grab everyone's attention. And of course, their sales. But, quick marketing fixes can only get you so far. The long-term solution, that had to involve the product itself. The real question became, how do you serve that customer who's suddenly hesitant to spend big? So this under $6,000 gap, it basically became the absolute focus for all their product innovation. The goal wasn't to abandon their premium quality, not at all, but to create more affordable on-ramps for customers who wanted the Lovesac brand without that top-tier price tag. And their solution is pretty smart. It's two-pronged. First, they're leaning into their existing Snug platform, which already hits that lower price point. And second, there's a brand new sectional platform on the way, which they say is designed to fill a different hole in their lineup and give customers even more choice. Okay, now beyond all these immediate reactions, Lovesac is also making some very deliberate, very patient moves that are all about building future value. This is their long game. And this timeline right here really shows you just how patient they're being. This year is all about building the back end, the infrastructure for a re-commerce program. Next year, that work unlocks a trade-in program. And all of this is foundational work for a delayed but much bigger new room launch way out in early 2027. They're really building this thing brick by brick. So why does this whole re-commerce program matter so much? Well, because it creates an entirely new entry point to the brand. This Loved by Lovesac program is going to offer products at a 20 to 25% discount. That makes their premium furniture accessible to a whole new, more budget-conscious group of people. But you might be asking, why on earth would they delay that huge new room launch everyone was expecting? The CEO puts it pretty plainly. It's all about financial prudence. They want to build up their cash position first so that when they do launch, they can, in his words, swing the bat hard and make sure it's a massive success. So when you put all these pieces together, the marketing shifts, the product tweaks, the long-term plays, what you see is a really clear picture of a very calculated bet. So let's just recap the 4 pillars of this whole pivot. Number 1, smarter digital-first marketing. 2, bolder, simpler promotions that actually cut through. 3, new products aimed squarely at that sub-$6,000 gap. And 4, playing the long game with re-commerce before their next huge launch.
And that really brings us to the final question. Lovesac has read the economic tea leaves, and they have completely rewritten their playbook. They're being reactive with their marketing, but incredibly patient with their products. The strategy is clear. But the question remains, will this calculated pivot be enough to design a more profitable future for them? We'll have to wait and see.